time to pick a side.
Grace and peace, everyone. There is a time for everything under the heavens. A time to learn and a time to live. A time to believe and a time to poet. A time to speak and a time to wonder. And today is a time to speak. So, y'all, let me tell y'all something that I have learned about myself. I am not a party person. I really am not. I'm more of a kickback person. If I had to choose, if the question is, would you rather come to this party or would you rather go to this kickback? I would rather go to the kickback. If the question is, would you rather go to this kickback or rather rub your feet together in the bed? I'm a rub them feet. Okay. But if I had to go out, I don't know if only introverted people will relate to this or if other people will relate as well. But I have no script for this video. Honestly, these are pure thoughts. I'm gonna tell y'all my pure thoughts right now about what I think the difference between a party and a kickback is. I'm gonna give y'all some examples, and yeah, we just gonna munch on that today. So I came up with this video idea because of these 3 posts that I made a long time ago. I'm going to put them on the screen. Now, I'm only going to be talking about one of them, but if you want me to talk about the other 2, please let me know down in the comments. So this one says, I was never the club friend. Still ain't. I have always been the movie night friend, the karaoke bar friend, the weekend brunch friend. So for those of you who don't know, my love language is quality time. I really am big on spending time with people. I am also an introvert, so I like to spend time with people in smaller settings so I can feel like I'm getting to know something about them. And I find that hard to do in a party setting or like a club setting. I feel like kickbacks are just better for my personality type, especially since I really like deep conversations. I feel like you can go deeper and really get to uncover parts of people at a kickback more so than a party. I feel like more substance can be found at a kickback when we're listening. Maybe we're listening to a vinyl record, or we're doing a watch party, or we're playing karaoke, and you get to see the different music genres that people listen to. Like, oh girl, I know you listen to that. You listen to that too? Oh, okay. And it's different. I feel like parties tend to have a lot of carbon copies of people, and that's just not something I'm into. I'm not interested in being like everybody else. I'm not interested in looking like anybody else. I'm okay with being me, and I can be myself more authentically at a kickback. I am opening up Urban Dictionary on my iPad here, honestly, to see what they say is the definition between party and kickback, and I'm gonna see if that aligns with what I'm feeling and what I want to convey in this video. So going right now to Urban Dictionary, I just typed in party, and it says that party is something I never get invited to. Hold on, what is this, honey? Urban Dictionary be playing. Okay, so party is a group of people socializing on purpose. Okay, do you want to go? Okay, a group of people socializing on purpose. Interesting. I mean, that's similar to a kickback though. A group of people socializing on purpose. I don't know. Party, to consume alcohol or other substances. A gathering of people to have a good time, often with alcohol involved. I would have to agree. A lot of people, especially as you get older, especially since I just graduated from college, y'all, like a lot of people would have these big parties, sometimes with multiple schools, multiple colleges involved, like let's go to the lake or let's go to the park, and there was a lot of alcohol involved. And since I don't drink and since I don't smoke, like, I'm really not a party person. Like, I'm more of a substance person. As far as substance, like, sensibility, like, how else would you define substance, y'all? Not substances as in drugs, but substance. Like, I have substance, like. Okay. Anyway, Hola, hola, mis amores. So I just wanted to come on here real quick and explain what I meant about substance. Mainly because I really don't want to be self-righteous. So I think this needed a little bit more explanation of what I mean by substance. So I have honestly met a good amount of people who may have been in a season of partaking in a party scene on campus or something like that, but still very much had substance, still very much so can actively engage in a conversation, can look people in the eye, can very much so be involved in deeper discussions, were in their right mind. And yeah, what I mean specifically is, like I said, I find a lot of people's are becoming carbon copies, almost like they're partaking in the phenomenon of group think. They're not thinking for themselves or by themselves. It's like, what does the group think first? And that's what I'm going to assimilate into. And I find at a lot of parties, a lot of people have become prey to peer pressure and or people pleasing, like, okay, well, I'm already here, so I might as well, or everybody else is doing this one thing, so maybe I should partake as well. However, I feel like these thoughts may be harmful, especially when it comes to things like social drinking. You may not even be a drinker, your limit may be low. However, you feel the need to have a drink in your hand because everyone else does, and you don't want to be the oddball out. So, my purpose in saying substance is really to encourage people to start thinking for themselves. Um, I'm sitting here with the definition of substance that I looked up, and the one that closely relates to it, there are two actually. One says the quality of having a solid basis in reality or fact, and the other one says the quality of being dependable or stable. That word stable really stuck with me because it reminded me of Isaiah 7 and 9, which says, if you do not stand firm in your faith, you will not stand at all. So, going back to the idea of carbon copies and groupthink, people don't have a firm foundation in anything um, when I say that they lack substance. And this may lead them down a harmful path because they're not rooted in on the rock. They're more so rooted in the sand. And a lot of people may disguise this as I'm just going with the flow or I'm just doing it for the plot, but there's a difference between just going with the flow and actively building your house on quicksand. And as far as YOLO goes, I know that we live once on this earth, but as someone trying to actively hear the words, well done, my good and faithful servant, I we should know better than to try to reap benefits from things that won't get us there. Another definition is the actual drug that's being offered to the party. Oh, like, hey man, when's the party gonna get here? I have heard that before. I have heard that. That's not what I'm talking about. Let's see which definition closely relates to what I'm talking about. Okay, a party, music plus food plus drinks, at least 3 people, at least two sexes. Okay. Yeah, so as far as this one goes, I realized that I was reading it wrong after the fact. So I think what they mean by 3 people of at least two sexes is at least 2 women. At least 3 women and at least 3 men. So at least 6 people in all, really. Um, should be the starting point. So like the minimum. I don't know. I don't know. The 3 people part really just caught me off guard, and I kind of ran with that. But honestly, this kind of math kind of makes sense if we're thinking about a kickback already having less people than a party. So a kickback may start with at least 3 people and maybe go no further than 10. But at the end of the day, it depends on what activity is happening. So normally a co-ed situation, food, drinks, music, at least 3 people. At least 3 people. 3 people, that's not even really a party. I don't know. But anyway, what else do it say? To consume alcohol or other substances as in a celebratory fashion. Yeah. So, in modern day culture, I wouldn't even say, I don't even know if I can say modern day. But, since the beginning. Alexa, stop. But basically, that's what I envision. A lot of people coming together, socializing on purpose, yes, but there is often alcohol, drugs, other substances involved, lust, fornication. It's a lot. Just go to Galatians 5 and read that, and then you'll see that. And that's what I'm envisioning. That's why I don't think I'm a party person, y'all, because let's look up Kickback, and then we'll get into me and what I think. Okay, so I just looked up Kickback, and it says a get together that has some more people than a hangout, but less than a party. But that just said a party was at least 3 people. That's why I don't agree. I don't agree that they should have said 3 people. I mean, it can start with 3 people, but a party shouldn't just only be 3 people. Unless this is what, a birthday party? I don't know, honey. Let me see. A get-together. Yeah, kickbacks are sometimes called a get-together. So, a get-together consisting of close friends, partying, and drinking. Well, let me see. If we're having a kickback at Trent's house for homecoming alumni, this is the difference. Sometimes, mostly parties are big enough that they need to be somewhere outside of a house. Like, if it's at a house, it has to be an inside-outside type of deal. Because parties are usually bigger. They normally have more people than a kickback. A kickback, honestly, it's just normally at somebody's house. Like, come over to so-and-so's house. We finna play board games. Maybe do a movie marathon. You know, I'm not saying people shouldn't drink. This is not about drinking. Well, however, I will say this. There may be some things that you need to give up in order to make that transition from spiritual milk to solid food. Especially when it comes to drinking or maybe even smoking or whatever different vices or strongholds you may have over your life right now. Things that you have become more dependent upon to satisfy you rather than letting God fully satisfy you, partaking in idolatry. It's just the amount that people drink, I feel, is a lot less at a kickback. Is a lot less than a kickback. Maybe I'm speculating. I don't know, y'all. But at the end of the day, I just want to be at home rubbing my feet together. That's all I'm trying to say. Don't invite me to no party, and I may come to your kickback. Let me see. Okay, another definition. To have close friends get together at someone's house in a party-like situation without calling it a party. I can vibe with that. That's not far from the truth, you know? A kickback abroad. Unscrupulous venture. Maybe they getting into something else. Always hosted at an individual's house. I agree. A kickback consists of friends getting together to engage in party activities such as drinking. This is my gripe. Drinking is not synonymous with partying, and partying is not synonymous with drinking. That's the thing. All this hookup culture, drinking culture, everybody inebriated, nobody is sober minded. That's what I don't vibe with, and I find that happening more at parties than kickbacks. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know. Let's see. But anyway, did I tell y'all about, I talked about Alessia and Cara already. I might make that soundtrack to this video. Because she was right. Like, oh, here, I don't know what I'm doing here. So, you know what? I'm not even gonna go. I'm not even gonna go. You're not even gonna see me. Goodbye. Now let's get into my examples. So, if you've seen, I like comedy shows. So, if you've seen Abbott Elementary, there is an episode where Janine throws this party or whatnot. She invites people from the school. Obviously, it's a workplace comedy. She invites people from the school, but she has like these different sections for different people at the party. It was I think they called it a party, but honestly, it gave Kickback vibes. If there were less people dancing and more people, you know, people that be vibing, not really, you know, trying to bump and grind for real, like a vibey type dance. Like they playing music you'll probably hear at the family reunion or something. That gives Kickback vibes to me. Honestly, that scene, especially since they had like a movie section, people watching movies, people playing games, like it gave Kickback energy. It just gave bigger Kickback. What's another show that I've watched? I don't know if y'all seen this show. This show only has one season. I'm upset about it. It should have had two. But was it because of COVID? Because it came out in 2019. Maybe they were working on it during COVID. But the show I'm talking about is Four Weddings and a Funeral. Now, they will always hang out at what's-her-face's house? Craig and Zara, okay? And they would either watch, you know, a show together, do like, what's that show called? Love Chalet, or do a little watch party or something. That's a kickback in my opinion. We kick it back, and they did have drinks. Alright, so the main reason I included that clip in there is because as I'm editing, I am thinking of more differences between a party and a kickback. And yeah, just let me know if you guys want me to make a part 2. Mainly because, like she said, somebody should have thought about that before inviting you. Mainly because at a kickback, you pretty much know the people there, or have at least seen them before, or maybe they're a friend of a friend or a friend's family member. You're familiar in some way. Yeah, but I have a lot more things to add to this list, so let me know about the part 2. Also, as this video comes to a close, I really wanted to highlight the fact that this entire video is quite subjective, and this subject is subjective because when it comes to the difference between a party and a kickback, it really depends on a person's likes and dislikes and what they find appealing. So while somebody else may consider like inviting a whole bunch of their friends and renting out a section at a hookah lounge very kickback-esque, it does fall under the category of like very low-key, chill vibes, you know, closer in connection. It isn't my type of vibe. It isn't my type of night. Therefore, I would have to pass. But that doesn't take away of the fact that it is on a lower scale and more laid back than like somebody inviting me to a rave. What else were they doing? They had a board game, like a game night over there at their house too. So it really just depends on what you're doing. What are the activities? And this is personal. This is not in the party versus kickback arena. This is like, if you're gonna invite me somewhere, what are we doing? Be upfront about what we doing, your intentions, all of this, so I can see if I want to be at home. Because I probably do want to be at home. Do I want to be at home? Yes. But will I come out if it's something that I feel like I want to do? Yes. But I'm also trying to get out of that because I can't just live in my comfort zone until I die. Sometimes it's okay to be inconvenienced in terms of community, in terms of building community. I don't know. I'm on a journey. Come with me. Please let me know in the comments what you think about this video. If you've ever thought about this topic yourself, which side are you on? Party, kickback, rubbing your feet together at the house. Okay, let me know in the comments and what you think the difference is, because I looked up Urban Dictionary. I don't know if they ever know what they talking about, but they funny. So yeah, just try and figure out what definitions you would give to party, what definitions you would give to kickback, which one is more your style. Do you feel like you gravitate to one more towards the other? What is this about? What is this about? Yeah, so grace and peace, peace and mercy, mercy and truth to each and every one of you. And please remember to be open-hearted, open-minded, and open-handed to both God and others. Thank you.
Good to know you're by my side, holding me